Hello there. Today we're talking medieval Lego. That's right, here before you, as you can well see, is an example of the original yellow Lego castle. And what we're going to do here today is look at the history of this castle, review some of its play features, including some surprisingly illegal activity that is going on with its design. Then I want to talk about its legacy and some of the sets that came after it. And finally, I'm going to give my thoughts about the castle and the whole theme and Lego in general. So if you want to know what I really think, stick around to the end. Okay, let's do this. So the year is 1978. I am 1 year old and Lego has just released its first minifigs, which were an upgrade on the original figures, which look like this. The management at LEGO decided to change their direction from making the plain old LEGO system building sets and to move into what LEGO would call themes, focusing on the past, present and future. So we got castle, city and space. Now, I had sets from all three of these themes. My LEGO space I showed in my top 5 greatest toys of my childhood video, and this is obviously the LEGO castle. All my other Lego from childhood has now been passed on so that other children may get some play pleasure from it, which is the way it should be, I guess. Right, okay, so this is often thought as being the first ever Lego castle, but that is not strictly true. The first ever Lego castle was actually this one. This was available from around about 1970 and was a tie-in promotion with Weetabix. Yes, that's right, Weetabix, the cereal, and Lego. I don't know. Anyway, this castle was thus known as the Weetabix castle. It didn't have any figures and it was just a building set, but it's still rather cool model, if not a bit multicoloured. But that's enough of breakfast cereals. We're here to talk more about this thing.
The Legoland Castle. You build it for action. You can build the castle, then open up the wall and pretend the knight jumps on his horse when he hears the bugle call.
The action's up to you.
Or you can pretend the guard calls out. The tournament will begin. So you lower the drawbridge, send out the knights, and hope that your side wins.
The action's up to you.
The Legoland Castle from the Legoland Collection comes with everything you see here from Lego Systems.
Now, this is set 375 from 1978, although I got mine as a birthday present in 1982, which actually makes this one the 1981 re-release set 375-6075, which is very exciting, isn't it? And I know that because I've got the instructions here with 375-6075. Amazing. Here is a still from an old home movie showing me getting my presents that year. And there in the background, you can see this very yellow castle. Pretty cool, huh? Well, when I was younger, we would take family days out to visit castles. Where I grew up in the south of England. There's quite a few castles and medieval buildings around. So many a weekend was taken going to visit castles, or if we were really lucky, to go and see reenactments of jousting and knights smashing the hell out of each other, which I found very exciting at the time. So Lego castles were right up my street because then I could make my own adventures, obviously. Right, so let's have a look at this thing in detail. But before we do that, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure that you tap the thumbs up icon and like it. And if you're not already, why not subscribe? Excellent stuff. Right, review time. Okay, so here we have the iconic yellow castle. Why is it yellow? I don't know. Maybe they had an accident with custard. Maybe, I don't know. I did see on online that there's a theory that Lego didn't have any gold bricks at the time and it's supposed to be a golden castle. Now, whoever built the castle would have had a lot of gold to be able to build a golden castle. It's quite a waste of gold, really. Maybe they only had sandstone. Who knows the reason? Well, the designer, probably they only had yellow bricks or whatever. Anyway, so a yellow castle, a custard castle, if you will. Now, we have a working drawbridge here, which is pretty cool. We have a groovy little flag there. We have this banner, which has always annoyed me that it's not dead center. Now, I think quite a few people may have done this, stuck the stickers on before building the actual castle, and then realizing that this sticker doesn't go nicely in the middle of this brick, but should actually be off to one end. But hey ho, it is what it is, and I'm just grateful that stickers still on there after 40 something years, and God knows how many different builds I've used these bricks for. At the back of the castle, we have two doors that open up to gain access to the courtyard. Now, there should be a little brick that goes in here that stops you from opening these doors, but I don't have it for whatever reason. Now, we can also open everything up and immediately double the size of our playset. The other side also opens up, but I can't do it on the turny table thing without hitting the thing at the back. Can I? Yes, just if I do it like that. And then you end up with sort of two castles for whatever reason. But I quite like it being like this. Then we have room to have a jousting competition. And that's when our knights on horseback come in. So we're going to start with this guy because it's his castle. We're going to say that this is the king and he's jousting because he likes to joust. And yeah, I've dropped my visor. And we are back and his visor is on there. I always like this idea of the visors. That was a great development. So as I was saying, there's no sort of king or duke or baron or whatever that really is the owner of this castle. Now, modern day castles would have someone that was obviously the boss, as it were. They would also have a bit more detail on the inside than they have on this one. There would be a kitchen these days, or a throne room, or a dining room, or something with a bit more action. But with this one, you actually had to use your imagination, and you could build those extra bits in it if you so wished. So you may have noticed the horses are a little bit different to what we have these days. Yes, these first horses had to be built out of bricks, and it's kind of pretty cool that the way that they were made. But as I mentioned at the beginning, there is a legality problem with this horse, and that is these ears. This is an illegal build move, apparently, and anyone who does it ends up in Lego prison for 25 years. Naughty boys. Luckily, it's a Lego prison, so you can easily knock the wall down and escape. So, as I was saying, first of the knights is this guy. Now, he's got home advantage, obviously, for any competition, having all his boys around with him, and they are all happy with these axes. And there we go. Unfortunately, no bows or arrows. When they're standing in their towers, they would have to throw an axe at you and hope that they hit you. Otherwise, they'd run out of ammunition pretty quickly. So, who's going up against these guys? Well, first of all, we have the Black Knight on a white horse. Kind of ironic. He's got a bit of a rubbed away face, this guy, unfortunately.
Just a flesh wound.
Groovy green and yellow pattern on his armor. These are all stickers, by the way, so it's also quite amazing that they've survived so long without falling off and getting too damaged. So there's the Black Knight, and he comes with a little guy who can help him out there. And then we have a Red Knight. This is the Red Knight, obviously, we can tell that because he's got red on him.
You've got red on you.
And we've got nice blue with yellow clubs motif. He also has a little dude helping him out. And we have the White Knight. The White Knight, unfortunately, has no lance, so he has a massive disadvantage in this fight. And he has some kind of Maltese cross on his shield, and his helmet's the wrong helmet. This is a white space helmet, because I have lost the original helmet. It's probably somewhere with his lance. So there you go. Oh, he also has a little dude helping him out, so maybe you can borrow his sword and throw it at someone. So, and there you go. That is the castle, and it's many a play feature. Biggest play feature is your imagination. Right, let's have a quick look at the legacy of this castle. So, what happened? Well, let me tell you, in 1984, LEGO released some more new castle sets, with castles that were more realistic and minifig knights that were more accurate to the Middle Ages. The new sets featured many new elements, such as one-piece horses, horse saddles, helmets with fixed visors, feather plumes, waving flags, and finally some bows and arrows so the guys on the turrets could defend the castle properly. These sets also marked the debut of several new factions of knights. The biggest factions were the Crusaders and the Black Falcons, and I have some of these sets, including the Black Falcon's fortress, but sadly it's in pieces in a box somewhere. But if you make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like this video, and then let me know in the comments that you'd like to see a video about it, I will build up that set and I will make a video about all my Black Falcons and the Crusader Knights that I have.
The Black Knight is coming!
When the Black Knight challenged, everybody got very excited. They quickly closed the sides of the castle.
Alarm! Come on, hurry up!
Then hurried to the drawbridge. Checked all the machinery.
All machinery working!
Right, Black Knight, I'm ready for you. Legoland Castle, medieval adventures to build and collect.
Later on in the 80s, LEGO made some civilian figures, such as the peasant and the blacksmith. Now these feature a medieval hat that's still one of the defining characteristics of the theme today. A new faction was added in 1987 with the LEGO Forestmen. Okay, basically these dudes were supposed to be Robin Hood type outlaws who dwell in hideouts built into hollows of trees and rocks, and they are actually really cool sets, and I wish I'd had them. But sadly, when these guys came out, I kind of stopped collecting LEGO. Their opponents were the Wolf Packs, and I believe there was only 3 different sets of the Wolf Packs. But again, these were pretty cool figures. Now these were robbers and bad guys, whereas the Forestmen were robbers and good guys. Not sure how that works, but you know what I mean. Anyway, as I say, by this time I'd stopped playing with LEGO, but just because I'd stopped playing with LEGO didn't mean that LEGO had to stop making LEGO. In 1993, they released Dragon Masters with the wizard Majesto, who is actually the first ever minifig to get a name. In 1997, Fright Nights was released, which included witches and this dude with a scary bat symbol.
I'm Batman.
No, sorry, not that dude. This dude. Then, finally, in the year 2000, the knights got a king to rule over them and bring peace to the medieval theme. His name was King Leo, and he had some fantastic sets. And that kind of leads us up to modern day, I guess. Now, the last set to be released was this one, which I believe was released in 2022. And it's a hell of a set, and it has a hell of a price tag. But it also has quite a few callbacks to the Yellow Castle. Now, this castle has come a long way from its humble breakfast cereal beginnings. So, what do I think of this 46-year-old set? Well, I think it's bloody fantastic. I actually think it's awesome. And I advise anyone who out there who may have one buried away in a box, get it out, build it up and display it. Look at it. Look how yellow it is and look how awesome it is. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to tap on the thumbs up icon. Let me know what you think about this castle in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my other videos. Now, if you like this video, you should check out this one. It's my top 5 greatest toys from childhood. Can you guess where Lego came in that top 5? Okay, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.